not too long ago, I met this girl that was so attracted to me that I literally had to keep pulling her off of me. And she also tried to pull a bunch of different moves on me that I've never seen in my entire life. So back when I was younger, I never knew how to have game with girls, as most guys don't. Anytime I would go to talk to them, it would almost feel like an interview where I'm just asking questions back and forth and there was no emotion involved whatsoever. And this, no joke, took up years of my life. Like for so many years, no matter what happened, no matter what I said, nothing worked. Now, I kind of played it off like I didn't care, when in reality, I definitely did care, but I just acted like I didn't want a girlfriend at the time, or I was focusing on myself because I just had zero game at all. And this all led up until I got my first girlfriend. Now, this was fine. I think I did some things right, I did some things wrong, but ultimately it led to a breakup that changed everything for me. And what really changed is I started working on myself. I started going to the gym, focusing on the way I looked, doing things to improve myself because I didn't know what else to do after going through such a hard breakup that almost felt like it ruined my life. So after working on myself all this time, I did everything to like my hair, to fixing my teeth, to fixing my skin, getting abs. I was literally shredded because I worked at Chipotle at the time of this happening, and I was pretty much just eating straight up meat every single day. Now, the issue is that even when I became quote unquote attractive physically, it didn't solve my problems because knowing how to talk is so much more important. And I never thought that. Everybody in my community of looks maxing and trying to help people look better always says that looks are everything. But in the last few years, I've realized that is absolutely not true. And I would say getting girls comes down to mostly things that you have complete control over, like your personality, which is what I'm talking about right now. Now, after my glow up arc, if you want to call it that, I was working one day and this blonde girl came into my work and she looked at me instantly. I was like, oh my gosh, this girl likes the way I look. I could instantly tell that this girl was attracted to me. I just knew. And I was making her bowl or whatever, and she kept making eye contact with me. And something that I noticed, especially throughout the years, is anytime a girl holds eye contact with you multiple times in a row in like a setting where you're just like in the open, like for me at work, it usually means that they're into you in the sense that they like the way that you look. And that was the case with this girl. She was doing like this with her eyes. She was like blinking fast. I don't even know. And this girl was like insanely, like I'm telling you, drop dead gorgeous. Like I was like very shocked that this girl liked me because before I had this glow up, no girls looked my way like whatsoever. But this girl was like definitely attractive, and I knew it because my worker friends at the time were coming up to me saying like, yo, Dylan, like you got to make a move on that. Like, what are you doing? And I was like, all right, I'm going to make a move, but I need to make a plan. And then in my head, I'm sitting there overthinking. And I'm like, all right, I'm just going to go up to her and just ask for her number or something like that. So all I did is I look at her, I smiled. I'm like, hey, can I get your number? I think you're really cute, something like that. And then surprisingly, to my shock, she's like, yeah, of course you can. I think you're cute too. And then that moment, I was literally in pure and utter disbelief that I had finally pulled not only just like an attractive girl, but like an extremely attractive girl. And over the small conversation, I feel like could just tell she had good personality. At least that's what I got off of the first read of meeting her. So then after work that day, we started texting. I was texting back and forth, talking about a plan that we might do. Maybe we should go get ice cream, stuff like this. And eventually we confirmed it. Now, confirming this date made me more scared than I ever had been in my entire life because for some reason going up to her, I was nervous, but this was next level. This was like pit in my stomach, butterflies in my stomach, feeling like I was going to throw up all at the same time while also having like an attraction to this girl. So it was really weird, but I was like, okay, maybe this is just what it's like when you're about to go on a date with a girl that's really attractive. I don't know. So we're texting, I get off work, and then the next day she's like, okay, let's go on this ice cream date. So I get in my car, go to pick her up. It's the middle of the night, and she has a mega nice house, like a mansion. Like I was literally shocked when I saw it because I grew up in a tiny house. When I saw her house, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't think this is going to work. And I started doubting myself because I was like, this girl has insanely rich parents. Like she's going to be so hard to impress. She definitely has guys doing this all the time, nonstop. So my confidence, as soon as I saw her house, was done. Like completely at zero. I thought it was over. So I go to pick her up, and instantly I'm just like, I'm nervous, but I'm playing it cool. She can't tell that I'm nervous, at least as far as I knew. And we're driving, talking, everything was normal. But as we were getting closer and closer to this ice cream place, for some reason it started to get really awkward. I couldn't think of things to say. I was stuttering over my words, and there were moments in time where it was dead silent. Like full on, like no words being said at all, just like sitting like this, looking around, not knowing what to say, like, and then we would try to bring up a conversation. I would try to say something, and then I would just like freeze, like, hey, do you want to, And I literally could not think of anything to say. So we're driving there, and this makes things so much worse. We get to the ice cream place, and finally, I ask a question that kind of broke the tension. It was something about like a pet dog that she was showing me. I don't even know. But this made it like chill. Like finally, I was able to like not be as nervous, even though I was still like literally like my stomach was hurting with all the nerves. And we go up to this ice cream place. It was one of these like outside ice cream shops. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it. But it was like this box. It's really weird. It's like a box store in the middle of nowhere. There is a shopping center behind it, but it's just like a line of people standing outside. When I go to this ice cream shop, it was the worst case scenario I think I could have ever seen in my life. My ex-girlfriend's best friend was standing there in line, and that wasn't it. My other ex-girlfriend's friend, her boyfriend was working at this ice cream shop. And this was like right after we broke up. And I'm sitting there like, what is going on? This cannot be real right now. Like, I'm literally like crapping my pants at this point. Like, I need to find a way to get out of this. I don't know what to do. So I'm kind of like shielding my face like this, like rubbing my eyes, you know, just kind of keeping my head down. But my freaking fluffy looking hair exposed me harder than anything else. There was literally nothing I could do. So I'm like going up and I'm like, okay, I just got to face this. There's nothing I can do. I get up to the line with the girl. Obviously, I can't make her order it because there's no way I'm going to let a girl pay on the first date, right? That's just a pro tip. Like, you should never do that. So I go up, I'm at the line, I make my order. And luckily at the time, the guy who was boyfriends with my ex's friend did not see me. He was like in the back and I saw his hair. He has like really long hair. And then I go up, make my order, and the person who took my order walks away and says, sorry, I need to take this call, or something like that. She had some excuse to go away. Bro, this guy who knew me, who knew about this whole situation, I don't even think people knew we broke up at the time, so people must have thought I was cheating or something. I don't even know. But this guy goes up to me, and he looks at me dead in the face. Blank stare. I'm sitting there, and I don't know what to say. I'm kind of like, just like, I literally did like a gulp, like from those cartoons. It was like, didn't know what to do. Now, it wasn't that exaggerated, but like I sounds like I'm exaggerating, but that's literally what happened. And then he just cracks a smile and daps me up. The pressure, the stress, the nerves literally flow out of me and my shoulders just drop. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I survived. So all of this tension, all this nervousness and everything like this was at a peak. And then as soon as that happened, for some reason, his like nod of approval, because guys have this thing where like when there's an attractive girl, you just know it's an attractive girl and they give you like this nod. He gave me that nod and I was like, dang, I'm confident again. I don't know what happened. It was a small mental shift that made me confident and it changed everything. So now I'm hanging out with this girl. As we get the ice cream, we're just eating it, chilling there. We're sitting on this bench outside. I'm talking to her and my confidence starts to come back more and more and more. And I noticed her body language earlier when we were in the car and it was all nerve-wracking and everything. She was like crossed arms, like pointing away from me. And if you don't know, body language tells everything. So when a girl is sitting there with her arms crossed facing away from you, she doesn't mess with you, bro. She does not mess with you at all. But this girl was doing the complete opposite as soon as my confidence came back. It was literally like a snap of a finger. This dude was like a genie or something. I start talking. I'm thinking of things to say. Everything's going good. I invite her back to my house, and that went well too. We go back after we got ice cream, and we go to my like garage because I had this detached garage, and we're just chilling in there talking. Not awkward at all. Everything's normal. And then I may or may not have made a move. I didn't do anything crazy, so I don't want you to assume anything. But this girl was literally like all over me, and I had to literally get her off of me because of how confident I was in all of the things I was saying. I was saying all of the right things. And at this time in my garage, this girl was literally putting her hands all over me, trying to do crazy things that I wasn't even trying to do because I just got out of a relationship. I just wanted to like hang out with someone. I don't know. But this girl literally would not get off me for the life of anything I did. So I literally had to fake a call with somebody to tell her to go. I got someone to call me. I acted like it was my parents. And I was like, oh, we got to go. We got to go. So then after the phone call ended, I ended up taking her and then driving her home, dropping her off. And then after that, I sat there in silence in my car just like this, looking around. I was like smiling because I was like, this can't be real. And then I really came to realize the most important thing. It was never about the way I looked. I looked decent, yes. And it is important to focus on the way you look. But even after I looked way better than I already did, I still wasn't getting girls until I had this realization that it really is about your personality. Now, to get into the door of personality, you do have to look somewhat good or at least presentable. You don't have to be this insanely attractive person. I mean, mind you, I'm like kind of short. My hair wasn't great. My skin also wasn't great, even though I was working on it. Like I didn't look that good, and I was still able to get this really, really attractive girl. And the main thing that changed when this guy looked at me and gave me this like smile and nod of approval at this ice cream shop was my confidence and my charisma overall of everything. And I realized when I had confidence, I was cracking more jokes, trying to be more funny. I was more laid back. Like I said, I felt my shoulders drop and my body language changed too. I noticed that I was being closed off. My arms are crossed at times and all this when I was talking to her. But now I'm just like open like this. And people don't understand how big of a difference that makes. So in that moment, I realized that my personality or anyone's personality is almost more important than the way that you look, especially if you can make a girl laugh. Now, making someone laugh really comes down to simply just being yourself, being laid back, and allowing them to feel like there isn't pressure. And the number one thing that will make somebody feel like there's pressure is being tense, tight, not knowing what to say, all this. If you let things flow, say stupid stuff, and just kind of go with the flow, that always works best. And now years down the line, anytime I see a girl, if I want to like, I don't know, if I want to date her, maybe like go on a date with her, I don't know. I go up and I just start acting stupid. I start acting like myself. I just give it no pressure at all. There's no room to be critical because I'm being so stupid around these girls, and it's worked every time ever since. I just don't really care. And honestly, the most important thing I will mention, to not care, you kind of have to build a level of confidence outside of getting girls. So going to the gym, making money, doing these things will give you the ability not to care, because at the end of the day, if a girl rejects you, so what? Like, you can go home and work. You can go home and work out. Like, you know what I mean? And my perspective has completely changed. So hopefully it feels the same for you guys. Be yourself, be funny, be laid back. Doing those things will make you so much more attractive. It is actually insane.